Guys, thank you so much for joining in. For those of you who don't know me, I am SBell and I am founder and owner of SBell Wellness. And I have just a passion for really being able to support and build a community around well care. And so one of those things that we kind of maybe don't think about so much is just breathing on purpose, taking pause moments, really allowing our body to have some space when we're trying to deal with big things going on for us throughout the day, whether it's just that we have a busy day or we have some emotional things going on. And so I want to share tonight about doTERRA's yoga series of oils that are very helpful for just being able to align ourselves, anchor in, and kind of arise to what's going on in our lives. But first, we'll take a little bit of a breathe on purpose. So if you can, just begin to try to find your stillness wherever you are, whether you're laying down, you're sitting, you're standing while you're tuning in. Choose a posture that just feels most comfortable for you. And I invite you to lightly close your eyes or soften your gaze. Start to bring your awareness to whatever is going on for you right now. Give the weight of your body up to gravity. Allow your weight to sink into the points of contact between your body, the floor, the chair, the bed, wherever you are. What sensations are there right now? If you notice any tension or resistance towards painful or unpleasant sensation, just gently turn towards them. Accept them as best as you can. If you notice that you begin to tense around your breath, just let it go a little bit more and more with each out breath. Soften more into gravity. Begin to notice any thoughts as they arrive and pass through the mind. See if you can let them come and go without bringing identity to their content. Just observe them as if they were clouds in the sky. Notice any feelings and emotions as they arise. Can you let these come and go? Include everything within your awareness with a kind perspective. Now allow your awareness to gather around the experience of the breath, deep in the body. Drop your awareness inside the breath and feel the different sensations in the front, back, and sides of your torso as you breathe in and out. Can you feel your awareness with the flow and movement of your breath? Use this breath to anchor your awareness in the present moment. Breathing into the body, noticing each inhale and exhale again and again. As you practice this, each time, notice if your mind has wandered, and just gently guide the mind back to the breath, noticing it deep in the body, in your chest, in your belly, and the sides of your torso. Now, gently expand your awareness to include your whole body. Feel the weight, the shape, as it sits, stands, or lies. If you notice any pain or discomfort, just make sure your awareness stays open. Cultivate acceptance or acknowledgement for all that you are experiencing. Befriend it. Use your breath to align your awareness in this present moment. Breathing in the body, noticing each inhale and exhale again and again. Take a few more deep breaths in and out. And when you feel ready, you can begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Begin to open your eyes. Bring your attention back to our shared space. And just remember that you can return to a practice like this anytime that you need it. A little bit later, I'll share a couple of resources where you can be able to tune into that if you would like to do that. All right, so you do not have to be an expert in yoga to enjoy the beautiful benefits of the doTERRA oils that are in this yoga collection. So there are 3 oils in this collection. They were actually designed with doTERRA, and then Elena Brower, who is a doTERRA wellness advocate, who is a yoga instructor. And so these were just made in such a custom way to really support 3 different areas for us. So I'm super excited to share about that. But just know that you don't have to be practicing yoga if that's not your thing to be able to use these oils. I'm going to share how you can use them in your day in other ways too. All right, so let's talk about Arise first. So Arise is the enlightening blend, and it is a blend of lemon, grapefruit, Siberian fir, osmanthus, and melissa. And it also has coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil right in the bottle. So it's diluted, you can use it topically right on. And why would you want to use Arise? Well, at moments when you might be feeling discouraged, or maybe you're dealing with trying to make some decisions that you might have some opposing thoughts with someone that you're trying to kind of compromise with, or maybe something that you're a part of that you're not sure about the decisions. Anytime that you need to really have some goals that you're trying to reach, then the Arise a Lightning blend can really provide you this kind of joyful, encouraging, uplifting, helping you kind of rise up to the occasion. And so some favorite ways to use that would be actually to just take right from the bottle, since it already has the fractionated coconut oil in there. You can take a couple drops, 1 or 2 drops in your hand, rub it together. Cupping it over your face is always a great way just to take a couple of breaths on purpose. And then actually rubbing that oil over your heart. And then just tuning into an affirmation, whether it's something that you made up for yourself, maybe it's something that you have written on a card nearby that you can do. I actually love this set of cards that I have that I got from a company called Oil Life. And I actually choose one of these every day. They have little messages on them. And they actually have essential oil blends on there that are accompanied with them. So those are the affirmation cards that I like. But it could just be something that speaks to you. It could be your goal that you're stating. It could be a mindset thing that you're working on. But this will help you just take a moment to really rise up, face your day, and just kind of have some clarity, but joy at the same time. Another way to do that, or to use Arise, is if you are practicing yoga and you are doing poses that maybe feel a little more difficult for you or challenging for you, this oil can help you feel like you can achieve that. So whether it be putting it on your diffuser jewelry while you're practicing it, or just putting it on topically before you practice, or even diffusing it in the room where you're practicing yoga, are ways that you can do that. And then there are a couple of yoga poses. It's a little bit difficult in this setting to show you those poses, but I'll share them with you, and you can always look up an image or a video if they're ones that you're not familiar with. So the ideal yoga poses with Arise would be just standing, really standing with your feet planted. Sometimes, having your hands down to the side, kind of coming into that mountain pose really allows you to feel that you're arising to the situation, right? And so I actually teach yoga to kids. So we talk about wearing crowns on our head, and just that really kind of has you automatically kind of lift up, and you're proud to be walking around with this crown on your head. And so I think as adults, we can, practice that in our own space to really kind of uplift and rise up to the occasion. Another one would be just standing and having your arms, reaching up, so kind of an upward mountain. You might even move into like a crescent moon while you're there, so stretching to either side, allowing you to really just feel tall in your body when you finish those poses. So that's how we would use a rise. Next up, we'll talk about anchor. And when I first got these oils in my life, anchor was my favorite, and I'll talk a little bit about how the next one is actually my favorite at the present moment. But anchor was my favorite. So anchor, you guys, is a blend of the fractionated coconut oil. So again, you can use it straight from the bottle. It has lavender, cedarwood, sandalwood, cinnamon, and frankincense. I'm a really big fan of cinnamon, and I think that that's the aromatic that I get the most from anchor, and why I feel like I really attached to it. I also feel like during the time that I got the oils, that I was very in tune with trying to anchor in and balance lots of things in my life, and so I really felt connected to this oil because it allowed some of that to happen. And so this is a great oil, you guys, when you're dealing with uncertainty and that you want to look to restore that balance. If you're looking for stillness in your life, right? So if we've got a lot of things going on in our mind, lots of thoughts, this can really help to ground that. So some favorite ways to use this when you are having some challenges or big decisions that you have to make. You can, again, apply the drops just from the bottle like I showed with the one before, and then rubbing them together, cupping them over, taking those nice deep breaths on purpose, and then also rubbing that over your heart just helps to encourage you to have this steady foundation, a sense that you are grounded, you're able to move forward with the decisions that you are trying to make. You can also apply it to your ankles, the base of your spine, the bottoms of your feet, to really kind of give you some feelings of completeness, calmness. A really great oil to use at night. Oftentimes we start to think about all the things we didn't do when we get ready to go to bed. And so this oil can just encourage us to feel like supported in our thoughts that we did complete the things that we needed to that day, or that the universe intended for us to, even if there is a list continuing for later. Just allows us to have calmness with that. And then you can actually also apply the drops to any desired area on your body while you are meditating or taking some of those deep breaths, that your intention is really to feel steady and calmness. So the ideal yoga poses that we could do for anchor would be a seated meditation. There are some apps that you could use for that. So Calm is one of them, Headspace. doTERRA actually has an adaptive app, which is a meditation app that goes along with our adaptive oil. So check those out, see which one you connect with, and you can, practice a little meditation just to help you have something that you can do some breathing on purpose. Another pose would be a seated or a lying down twist. And so that allows us to just really kind of wring out those things and really feel some settle and completeness in our body. I do recommend doing that on both sides when you're doing a twist. And then also something called Bu Mudra. And so a Bu Mudra is when you have one hand on your heart and one hand on the earth. So you can do this in a seated pose with just kind of a cross-legged position, whatever feels comfortable for you, but so that you can feel yourself grounded to the earth. There's a lot of power in being able to take a pause and actually feel grounded. Lots of times working with children, we know that kids will go down to the ground when they are having an emotional time. And it's a natural process that the body does because they're looking for that feeling of grounding. And so as adults, we can do that on purpose and be able to feel that grounding that we're looking for and use the anchor oil during that. All right, the last one, you guys, is align. And so this is the one that I am feeling more connected to recently. It makes sense for me because it's the centering blend. And so that's just where I'm at, is really making sure that I'm feeling centered with all the different roles that I play, all the different things going on in life. And so you guys, it's really easy for us to feel disconnected and out of control, I think often when we live busy lives, but right now, especially with just the things that are going on in our world, we feel disconnected in many ways and we feel out of control in many ways, right? There's lots of things that we are being asked to do or told to do for safety and those kind of things. And so it can be a little bit of a struggle for us to feel centered during that time. So this is a really great oil for that. Let's see, the oils that are in there are, again, the fractionated coconut oil, and then they have peppermint, basil, geranium, marjoram, bergamot, coriander, and rose, and jasmine. Such amazing oils, you guys. I think that's also why I'm very connected to these. I absolutely love those oils. And so these are really going to help you align and create a sense of peace and still feeling your purpose. So before you start your day, you can actually, again, take a drop or two into the palm of your hand, cupping it over, taking those deep breaths, applying it over your heart, maybe even the back of your neck, to really promote feelings of just self-acceptance, fluidity, knowing that you are still a part of the things that are going on, and that you can feel connection in that way. You can also apply 2 drops of Align to your diffuser jewelry, like I mentioned earlier, during your yoga practice. You can apply them to, over your heart or wherever you desire on your body, or diffuse it while you are practicing some aligning poses. So those aligning poses would be something like warrior 2, triangle pose, gate pose. And I do encourage you to do both sides of these as well, because these poses, you are going in a direction with them. And so being able to do that with both sides of the body is very centering. And the coolest thing about these yoga poses, as I explained or shared them with you, it's not something that you have to be in a very active time to do them. So you can actually use them as stretch breaks, that sort of thing. If you are seated for a long time in whatever you're doing, getting up every 90 minutes, if it's setting an alert on your phone to remind you to do that, or a message on your computer, whatever might be, just to remind you, and then tap in and use one of these poses to be able to do that, to help you kind of center in or align, be able to anchor, or arise to whatever it is that you need to do. So those are the 3 oils in the yoga collection. I'm super excited to share those with you. I hope that this was information that you'll be able to take and use, and just allow yourself permission to do this practice in routine, and just notice. Just notice what you begin to see in your body when you implement a practice like this into routine. And you'll start to connect with whatever oil it is that you choose based on what your body needs that day. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to talk with you and connect if you have any questions about what I talked about tonight, or any other ways that I could support you in your well care. You can jump on to sbellwellness.com to get all of my contact information. I'd love to share what other classes we have coming up, as I really enjoy coming and being able to teach and create community around this wellness lifestyle. So until next time, you guys, take care, and I hope to see you at a class sometime soon.